Good blessed Wednesday, November the 2nd, 2022. It's about 3:34 p.m. in the afternoon. In the evening. I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greet. Go, 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 go. Greet all the human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace. The blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't even matter whether you are the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. Doesn't matter whether you like what I say or do. That's your prerogative. I come here today to speak about a couple of things. First, I'm gonna say, let's pray for all people around the world that's losing their loved ones. But I grew up in Chicago, Illinois, and I'm asking everybody, let's pray for all the killing in Chicago, Illinois, all the carjacking in Chicago, Illinois, and for all the people that's being victims. But I have to go to the black community because it's so much black on black crime that's happening in the black community. Just recently, a couple of days ago, or maybe a day ago, about 14 or 15 people was having a vigil for somebody in the streets that had died of natural causes. I believe it was on California and Polk Street. And somebody came by and shot up the crowd. And this wasn't a gang member that just died by a drive-by. This was a person that died of natural causes. The youngest victim was 3 years old. And even if it was a gangbanger's vigil, what did the 3-year-old have to do with it? Another thing I want to pray, that when y'all go to the polls nationwide, but especially in Chicago, is y'all kind of tired of voting Democrat or Republican? You remember in the 1980s when Harold Washington used to be a Democrat, but he separated himself from the Democrats solely because he seen the machine was corrupted. You see what I'm saying? Black and white, they was corrupted. And he ran on an independent ticket and won. He was elected twice, but anybody know the story? They killed him in the second term that he was doing, probably poisoned him somehow. But I'm encouraging y'all, my families and friends, and any of my followers, consider real close and seriously consider voting for Willie Wilson, Dr. Willie Wilson. Not just because Dr. Willie Wilson is giving out money, you see what I'm saying, to the people that's misfortunate. But if you notice, he's not just giving it to the black community. He's not just giving it to the white community, the Asian community. He's not just giving it to Democrats. He's giving it to Republicans. He don't care if you atheist or not, Catholic. He's giving it to everybody. This is a man that grew up in Mississippi picking cotton. Hey, now. This is a man from picking cotton in Mississippi to working in McDonald's as a janitor. From working as a janitor in McDonald's, becoming to own a couple of McDonald's. This is a man, after he sold his McDonald's, he went on and advanced. He got his own companies. He ain't one of the ones that got all of them millions and just come up talking. I'm going to show you one that got millions, and some of y'all ain't going to like it. Willie Wilson come all the way from Mississippi to Chicago. To me, he done did more for Chicago, and especially Cook County, than Obama did in the 8 years that he served as president. You see, when he was senator, he was around in the black community. Now, the only time you see him now, you seen him in Detroit, Michigan. You seen him in Georgia. You know why he was in Georgia, in Detroit, Michigan, and a couple other places? He didn't come because all of these people is getting killed in these states. You see, he was living in Hyde Park. He don't care about what's going on in Hyde Park. He making his rounds because he want these Democrats in office. Once you vote for who he want in office, you know where he going back to? He going back to Massachusetts. He's going back to that, I believe, 12-point-something million home he live in Martha's Vineyard. You see, he ain't caring about what's going on. Willie Wilson, he caring about all the communities. You see what I'm saying? President Obama is concerned about the Democrats, and he concerned about the millionaires. You see, whether the gas is $10 a gallon or $2 a gallon, it don't make a difference to Obama and his family. You know why? Because they millionaires. You see what I'm saying? But I'm going to get to down here where we at, back down to earth, because when some of y'all see Obama come out and speak, you actually thinking that he for the people who we got to hide. Some of us got to hide sometime because somebody finna do a drive-by or a carjacking. Some people woke up to him. Some rappers is speaking about him. You see what I'm saying? But let me show you something. Now, just a day or two ago, I'm telling you about this 3-year-old was standing out there with a crowd doing a vigil of somebody that died of natural causes. You didn't hear Obama speak about that, but he did speak about somebody else. He said, oh, while he's speaking, I think it was in Georgia or Michigan, he said, oh, let me take this time out. I'm going to paraphrase it. We going to be praying for, or he spoke about his friend, Nancy Pelosi, the White House Speaker of the House, husband, was an alleged victim of somebody coming in there, hitting him in the head with a hammer. He was about 80 years old. I sympathize with anybody, no matter what race they is, when they being assaulted. But he thought about this man, you know why? Because they got two things in common. Maybe three. You see what I'm saying? Both of them is Democrats, and both of them is millionaires. You see what I'm saying? That little 3-year-old wasn't a millionaire. That little 3-year-old, he was over there in one of them black aldermen and senators ward or district. They safe, just like Obama is, but the people ain't. But let me bring it back down to down here to Charleston, Missouri, in Carbondale, Illinois, places that I know what's going on. Now, here in Charleston, Missouri, those that don't know, I was barred from all of the Charleston, Missouri's housing authorities' properties. That means I can't go into none of the housing authorities. I can't walk on their sidewalks. In the back of me, that's what you see, projects. I can't walk on the sidewalks, but individuals can come in the black community shooting people, get out, and they can live in them. Have gun cases, and they can live in them. But I got barred for complaining about a white family that lived on the side of me that moved from somewhere else. But let me show you this here. Now, I can't go to the Civic Center. I'm a NAACP member. My two daughters, they was 15 and 16 when they joined the NAACP. They 16 and 17 now. I'm barred from going any place now. I had to file with the Human Rights Commission, the Missouri Human Rights Commission, to get these people to really try to communicate with me. Once I filed with them for discrimination and retaliation, then all of a sudden, the executive director that barred me illegally from public places for complaining about a white family, he wants to talk about it now. You see the vehicle there? This is an NAACP member just rolled past. She live on the other end over there, but she frequently ride down our street like she really concerned about it. I know she gonna look at it. She talks about my YouTube video like some of these other NAACP members do, but they don't do nothing for the black community. She even tried her best to not get a black brother and a black sister from getting a place over on the end where she live at to build a barber shop. I was at the meeting, so I know she was against it. But let me show you this here now. Now, they want me to drop my complaint with the Human Rights Commission, and then they said that they'll partially lift the ban. I ain't gonna say the Housing Authority executive director, and his name is the only one name that I've been mentioning, Paul Page, a white man that governed a 99.99% black housing projects. You see what I'm saying? But I refuse to go for a partial ban because I didn't do anything. But now, there's on his paperwork, he says that there's some blacks and other people were employees of the Housing Authority that don't feel safe because of my ranting and raving about the Housing Authority, and some of the tenants in the Housing Authority don't feel comfortable with me because of me exercising, he didn't say it, but I'm gonna say it, exercising my First and 14th Amendment right. Now, if I was doing something that wasn't safe, if I was doing something that was threatening, then their lawyers would be down at the 33rd Circuit Court here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, filing something against me. But see, I filed something against them because I know he was wrong. I know the white family that I complained about. I know legally if a black person had a felon like this individual do with a gun case and got a gun was found in their house down the street at 710 Vine when it got caught on fire on November the 5th, 2021. Anybody else, the chief of police was down there. The executive director, Paul Page, was down there when they brought the gun out. But they still let him live in there. But let me show you this here now. Since these people said they scared of me, I've been down here since May the 3rd, 1996. Those who remember my grandmother, may she rest in peace, she was a pillar of this community. She delivered just about a lot of babies, black and white, here in Charleston, Missouri. Flora Ivy, she ended up getting married again when my grandfather, may he rest in peace, died in 1965. So she was Flora Ivy Scott. She worked at the same place that I was banded from, at the C.F. Bowen Center. Ain't nobody been scared of me there. It was two white females that worked there. I don't know if two of them still work there. I think one is. And I know she couldn't be scared of me because I've been going up there ever since, even all the way up until March, until I was banded. But you have some blacks that say they're afraid of me. But, you know, here it is, two blacks approached me now. An investigation is going on concerning me being some type of threat to these tenants in the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, but in disturbing their peace But here it is, when I got banded, March the 9th, got the paperwork on March the 12th, 2021. Since then, 2 individuals in their housing authority trucks approached me. One right here while I was cleaning up. Another one when I was sitting on my porch. Went all the way to the stop sign, bagged up, and parked right there, blocking my driveway. But then just yesterday, a female from the housing authority, work in the housing authority, don't speak to me. I know she don't like me. She an NAACP member too. When a friend of mine that's a neighbor of mine lived down the street from me, when his son, Lil Tyrone, was found dead in the Mississippi County Jail here in Charleston, Missouri this year, I went because he had asked me to go down there to the Mississippi County Detention Center or jail here in Charleston, Missouri, and make a YouTube about his son. I made one that night, which thousands of people watched it. Then I made one the next night when him and his family and friends, along with me, went to protest right in front of the Mississippi County Detention Center. Wasn't no other NAACP members from here in Charleston, Missouri, not even the president, the vice president, the secretary, or none of them. You know why? Because all of them work hand in hand with the sheriff department. You'll see videos with them speaking up with the sheriff department, the police department. They ain't going up against them, but they'll have a Halloween stuff for you. You know, up here. But let me show you this here. Now, here's this same lady yesterday when I'm at the post office. I was riding on my bicycle there. And when I go up to the post office, I'm coming back out. Here's the lady in the housing authority. Don't talk to me now. When we was at the NAACP meeting, Tyrone asked me to go, a big Tyrone asked me to go to the NAACP meeting with him because he wanted to address what happened to his son in that jail. And the first thing, this same lady, when I was at the post office yesterday, she know I was, she know who I am, she know who I'm talking about. You see her and the majority of all them rest of them NAACP members, not all of them, they worked for the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center here in Charleston, Missouri, until they helped them build a nice place over here on Marshall Street and Lee Street, and then they booted all them out. But she used to work there, now she works at the Housing Authority. Don't talk to me, but she had a remark to make when I was sitting with Tyrone at the NAACP meeting. She said, Tyrone, you don't need to be letting people put this thing on YouTube and social media. You should come to us. What he gonna come to them for? He know if he come to them, he in the meeting now, but they ain't doing nothing. It was another NAACP member that came all the way from Jefferson City. And the ones from here wouldn't even come. But this lady, when I'm getting out, I got on my bike, getting on my bike, and then getting ready to come out, she coming out, she parked on the street, she finna go in the post office, and then she called my name about 3 times. What I did was I didn't even answer to her. What that sign say, brother?
No trespass.
That mean they can come on?
No, sir.
Can the jails come on without a warrant?
No, sir.
What about the police?
No, sir.
What about the sheriff?
No, sir.
All right, peace be still. Now, I got my bike. I'm finna go. This same lady that's telling the man that he shouldn't have me putting this stuff on YouTube about his son dead up in the jail. Not hers. She called my name about 3 times. She don't even speak to me now. I go the other way just to avoid her on my bike. She started hollering, Raymond, Raymond. I started to turn around and video, but I just went on farther downtown, so if I answered her, she wouldn't have somebody say that I'm threatening her like her executive director, her boss, saying that these people are afraid of me. You see what I'm saying? You don't normally speak to me. You criticize my YouTube videos. You ain't tried to speak up since I've been banned, and both are supposed to be NAACP members. But let me tell you this here. I kept going. But now this is 3 people that approached me, all 3 black. She must feel guilty just like they do. And let me tell you about, hey, how you doing, Colonel? Yes, sir, yes, sir. But this is how the NAACP operates. If it ain't y'all, don't let it bother you. You know, just like how they do here. Let me show you these ones in Carbondale. They ain't no different. My son got hung down there. I went to this banquet Sunday, October the 23rd, 2020 in Carbondale at Civic Center. I'm barred from the Civic Center here. But let me show you this here. Let me show you this woman here. Y'all get a good look at her face. Linda Flowers, she the president of the NAACP in Carbondale. I filed a complaint with them May the 11th, 2021 concerning the police, racism, and not doing an accurate job in investigating my son's death. See, I found out later, I told her the first day I was down there, March the 24th. But let me show you what Linda Flowers, and I was telling about a white school teacher that was spending my son's food stamps, and they got on camera. They were spending my son's food stamp 39 days after his death. Let me show you why they ain't arrested this lady. It's been almost 590-something days. Look at this here. Carbondale Community High School District. The white lady that was filling my son's food stamp, this was she work at. The Carbondale, Illinois Rebound High School. Look who's on the board of education. We ain't gonna even read the rest of them. Dr. Linda Flowers. Let me show you another NAACP. The NAACP here is just like the one in Carbondale. Look at her real good. Carolyn Harvey is a city council member. She knew about my son's death too. I talked to her personally on March the 24th. And her husband. I believe his name is James, Deacon James, at the Rock Hill Missionary Baptist Church in Carbondale, Illinois, which is the headquarters for the NAACP. They never met with me at all. But Carolyn Harvey, you see, I don't know why they got on here city council lady now, because Carolyn Harvey is the acting mayor there, because the mayor in Carbondale wife was found dead about a month or so ago in his house after he got through with a city council meeting or went to a bar and had a couple of drinks and came back home and said he found his wife dead. Wife had a gunshot wound, I believe, to the head. It was his gun, but she's the acting mayor now. She didn't do nothing concerning my son's hanging in Carbondale. This is how the NAACP, I talked to the national president, Derek Johnson, on April 11, 2022 at Southeast Missouri University on their campus. He said they don't have the volunteers. They don't care. Now, it's some SIU students that do care, but the high elites, they don't care. You see what I'm saying? But I'm going to leave y'all with this here. Now, those at the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, if you know you ain't scared of me, you know, if you speak to me or call me and you've been speaking and talking to me, then, you know, I'm going to wave or talk. But those that y'all haven't been, I don't know if Paul Page sending y'all over here to try to make it seem like that I'm trying to do something to you. Y'all coming to me, I ain't coming to y'all. If you want to talk about that complaint, talk to y'all lawyer, talk to your Paul Page, the executive director, or talk to the lady that's investigating out of St. Louis, Missouri for the Missouri Commission on Human Rights. Don't talk to me about the case. You see what I'm saying? Because I didn't say y'all was afraid of me. That's what the report says. All right, Commander. I'm going to leave y'all with this here. The NAACP, to me, is worse than the Ku Klux Klan, worse than street gangs. When you go voting, y'all, don't think about Democrat or Republicans. I'm living in a Democratic area now, and them who attacking me, black and white. In Carbondale, Democrats, black and white. You see what I'm saying? Vote for a person not because of their party, but what they stand for. Because a real Democrat or a real Republican or a real politician is going to stand for what's right. Harold Washington showed you that. And in Chicago again, y'all better put in there. You better put Dr. Willie Wilson in there. I'm going to leave as I came. I taught my daughters how to ride bikes. I taught them how to read and write. I taught them how to drive. I taught them what to do in a workplace. I taught them about God. I taught them what respect is. And I told them, if you ever get into politics, don't be a Democrat or a Republican. Be an independent. Think on your own. Be like Ketanji Brown Jackson. Or be like that sister in New York, that attorney general that told Donald Trump, whether you got reelected or not, I'm going to prosecute you. Them real black women. You see what I'm saying? Them real black women. You got some real Democrats and you got some real Republicans. But the party itself, neither one of them parties stand for black. Before 2023, black folks, Spanish people, white people that feel that these people is not representing you or anybody else, you need to come up with another party other than the Democrats or Republicans. Because I've been living here for 26 years. The Democrats ain't did nothing for us, nor the Republicans. I'm going to leave as I came. They said lift every voice. The only people these people stand for, the NAACP and the Democrats and the Republicans, they stand for the high class rich or the high class black and white. Peace be still.